Hello and good day everyone. My name is Melissa and welcome to my channel, Teatime and Spells. In today's video, we're going to have a chill WIP Chat. And what that means for those of you who are new means I'm going to be working on my diamond painting, and in this case it is Night Melody by Margaret Morales. And while I'm working, I'm just going to be chatting with you guys. So if you're in the mood for just a nice, chill, relaxing session, then go ahead and grab your WIP or whatever project you're working on, maybe some snacks or something cool to drink, and let's go ahead and get started. All right. So first off, how are you guys? Today is July 3rd, 2025, and for those of you who live in the US, it is the day before 4th of July. So, happy 4th of July. This will be coming out on the 4th for those who celebrate it. Hopefully you have some fun plans involved. It's supposed to be a pretty decent weekend where I'm at. I live in the upper Midwest, and last weekend we actually hit national news for quite the severe weather outbreak that we encountered with many tornadoes. Thankfully, I did not live in the area that was impacted, although I will say I lived close enough to it to not be a fan. I'm not a fan of tornadoes, that's for sure. I'm not one of the storm chasers or somebody who enjoys chasing adrenaline-filled tornadoes, but I will admit a lot of the footage that came out of there were pretty gorgeous. Kudos to the storm chasers who enjoy all of that and who get a kick out of chasing storms, because I could never do it. I respect Mother Nature from very far away, but we had in the general vicinity of the state I live in, we had dozens of tornadoes, and they were pretty good sized ones too, not small little ones. Not that it really matters. I mean, any tornado, regardless of its size, is quite destructive. But there were a few storm chasers who took some amazing footage, some beautiful pictures, and awesome video. It's amazing what they can capture these days. One storm chasing couple decided that proposing in front of a tornado would be their idea of a perfect engagement opportunity. So to each their own in that regard. But yeah, that was last weekend. This weekend, it's supposed to be quite a bit more calmer. It's not supposed to be quite so active, which I'm grateful for. We are supposed to get maybe a little bit of a thunderstorm here or there over the weekend, but nothing like what we experienced last weekend. So it's supposed to be a nice one, which is good if you like to do fireworks. I don't particularly care about fireworks. They're very pretty, and I will enjoy them from afar. We usually have at least one or two events in the area where they'll have like free entry, where you could just see the fireworks that the cities or the counties put up for show for free. And we'll probably grab some snacks and some fun drinks or something, and just park the car and take a look from afar and not have to deal with parking and the mess that is usually the afterwards of trying to get out of wherever you're at. How many of you guys are going to be going camping? I've heard of quite a few people that I know of who are going to be going camping, and I would say that that's probably a really good weekend for it, especially since last weekend was so rainy. I felt so bad. My son, he's 10, came back from summer camp last weekend, and it rained every single day, and it was that really just clingy, muggy rain too. he said it was not enjoyable. I felt kind of bad. A lot of their events that they had planned were canceled because of so much rain. So that was kind of a bust. But you can't control Mother Nature. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited that this weekend is supposed to be clear, sunny, and hot. We are like supposed to be in a heat index of like mid to upper 90s Fahrenheit, which is pretty warm. Combine that with high amounts of humidity, it makes it god awful, not enjoyable. So my plans for this weekend, since we're not going camping and we're not doing anything like that, is to chill by my pool. And I'm one of those people who, when I go swimming, I like my pool water to be kind of on the warmer side. And my pool water is showing like 87 degrees right now. That's perfect. That's my idea of chilling by the pool, is nice, comfortable water, like almost bathing water. That's my idea of a good time. So that's probably what we will be doing for the weekend, is just kind of relaxing by the pool. Maybe we'll do a few errands outside. Depends on what we want to do and how hot it gets, how quickly, and yeah, just kind of take it easy. I've got, let's see, today is Thursday, and I had a half day today at work. We only worked until like 11, me and the doctor. And then we had the rest of the day off. So we had a half day today. We're taking all day tomorrow off for 4th, all day Monday, and then we'll go back Tuesday. So that's a nice little weekend to just kind of relax and do whatever. My goal is to do this, diamond paint, in the comfort of my air-conditioned home, and then take breaks and go in the pool with the husband and the kiddo. But yeah, kind of just take a lazy weekend. Sounds kind of fun. And then maybe, depending on what my family is doing, we might catch up with my parents. My sister and her family are going camping, so we won't be seeing them. They're going to be gone for the week. But maybe we'll see my parents. We'll see. I know they wanted to kind of get a few weekend errands done while we had nice weather, since it's been so rainy where we've been at. Got to take advantage of the nice weather while you have it, regardless if it's hotter than heck outside. So that's kind of the plan. Maybe we'll go see a movie or something, have a movie night. Yeah, we'll have to see what we're all in the mood for. Maybe play some games together. We do have Mario Party on the Switch one, and we haven't played that in a little bit, so I think that might be fun, is to go ahead and do a couple games on Mario Party with the family. That would be enjoyable. As for diamond painting, I finished a couple days ago. Let's see, what was it? June 29th, I finished my 10th diamond painting ever, because I started at the beginning of the year in January, and the one I just finished was Teatime Spell by Chrisabug, and I actually just put out a review video on that one. Absolutely amazing. Like, when I saw the artwork, I knew then and there that I wanted it, and I wanted to just do it kind of like a channel that just documented my joy and journey with diamond painting. And it was all because of that one diamond painting itself. And after working on it and seeing the finished product, yeah, I completely understood why I wanted to do all that. It was just so much fun, just enjoyable from start to finish. I mean, I think I spent 12 days total on it. It's not a terribly large piece. I believe it was 22 by 28 inches, I believe, off the top of my head. So kind of similar size to like what I'm working on right now. And those tend to be like my sweet spot size. I like those sizes. Anything larger than that, and I kind of sort of feel a little bit of burnout, although that could have just been the painting I worked on that was larger. But Teatime Spell by Chris Bug there was no burnout. All it was just me enjoying it so much, and I finished it much too soon. I was really sad when it's a bittersweet when you finish a painting that you absolutely love. You're so excited to see its completed form and see how gorgeous it is, all, completely done. But then you're kind of sad because it's done. You can't work on it anymore. And that was kind of what I was feeling with that one. That one was by far my favorite diamond painting that I've done and finished for sure. It was so much fun. And so now I am working on Night Melody, which when I unboxed this in my mystery box, I had kind of conflicting emotions on it, because originally when I unboxed, I did not want anything from Margaret Morales, because while I'm a fan of her work, it wasn't something that I thought I would enjoy doing in diamond painting form. I kind of always figured her stuff would maybe work better for me as in a different medium, maybe like puzzles. I think her work would be really pretty as puzzles. But when I saw this particular piece of art, I loved it because it was a little bit different than what I had seen for her. Keep in mind, very newbie here. I do see a lot of Margaret Morales in the D-Stash groups. Like, people love her artwork. Rightfully so. I mean, she's got gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. And I liked this one because while it was very watercolory and soft, it also had some nice sharp lines, and it looked like it was a nice hybrid of her style from what I know of. And just doing like the outline up here with the color blocking, that was a lot of fun. I enjoy color blocking, but it is nice when you're doing like an entire row of one color to take a break and be like, let's go ahead and do some actual color, or, a little bit of confetti like what I'm working on right now. That was enjoyable. So it's so far, and as you can see, I'm just at the very top. I like to work my way from the top right, moving left, bottom. So I usually go row by row. I just use the perforated sections that Diamond Art Club has, and then I just go to town on them and kind of go with what I'm feeling and what I'm kind of in the mood to do when it comes to color. One of the best things that I learned, I don't remember what YouTuber said this, but one of the advice people, or one question a lot of newer YouTubers, diamond painters like to ask veterans is, how do you go so fast? And probably one of the best pieces of advice I remembered reading and listening to is, you just, when you're working on a piece that's got a lot of different colors, go with the color that first catches your eye. And I would say that's been pretty darn accurate for me when it comes to figuring out what color I want to do next. I usually go with whatever catches my eye. Typically, I like to do my color blocking sections first, and then when it comes to kind of confetti heavier areas where I'm going to be changing out my color quite a bit, then I like to just kind of go with whatever my eye drifts to next. Although I will say I do have a bit of a pattern, especially when it comes to squares. This is a round kit, so it's not quite so necessary, I guess, but to keep my lines as straight as I possibly can, I like to just butt up with the next color. That way everything squishes together nice and tight. I'll have to do a square painting next. I'm still debating on what I want to do next for my next diamond painting, or one that I would like to do alongside this one. I kind of been debating on if I want to do fairy I think it's called Fairy Light by Ivy Dolomore. And it's that of a fairy, which this one's like a moth fairy, so it definitely goes with the theme of doing some fairies this month. And it kind of goes with like that Midsummer's Night's Dream kind of a theme that I've kind of got in my head for the month of July. So that would be kind of nice to do that fairy one. Alternatively, I have another one that I really want to do, and that is my rainy day mermaid one, but that's also a round. And I kind of like to alternate between like a round and a square. So I don't know. And it was supposed to be one that I would do like alternating between like this one and another one. That being said, if this one captures me just like Teatime Spell was, or Sisters of Fate, I don't know if I'm going to be swapping out. It might just be where I just do all of it all at once, and then I just move to the next one. It may end up being that way, just because I kind of hyper fixate on whatever I'm doing and kind of want to complete it to completion, whatever kit I'm working on, unless I get burnt out. So far, the only diamond painting that I've worked on that's kind of given me burnout was Dragon Artist by Nene Thomas, which is really surprising. I grew up with her works in puzzle form. Like I used to have a lot of her puzzles, and I loved her artwork. So when I saw Dragon Artist, I was so surprised that she was an artist with Diamond Art Club, and then I was super excited because, hey, I get to enjoy her artwork in this form now. But I don't know what it was with Dragon Artist. It wasn't the work itself. The squares were off, like they kept popping, and like I would have gapping issues with the drill filled. It made it just slog so bad, and towards the end, I just wanted to be done with it, which is not the feeling you want to have when you're trying to relax to a nice, calming activity. It's supposed to be calm, it's supposed to be mental therapy, and that was not what I was feeling or experiencing with Dragon Artist towards the end there. Towards the end, I just wanted to complete it just to get it done and work on the next one. Because at the time, I only had one kit up solution. Because I like to use my my little cylinder, the cylinder jar set, and in the like little suitcase kits. I love that system. It works really well for me. I have no problems with it. But I only had one storage solution, so I had it all kitted up. And the only way I was going to get all those kitted back down is if I finished the darn painting. So I kind of powered through it and got it done. So not exactly the emotions I was expecting or wanting from Dragon Artist, which was a bit of a shame. But not everything's going to be perfect. We all know that. There's always going to be bad batches, or just could be the frame in mind. Like I was really into dragons, but for some reason that piece just wasn't working for me. Although it wasn't really the artwork, because I enjoyed the artwork. It was just the grid and the drills. I ran into a lot of trash too, and which was a bit surprising because it wasn't like it was a de-stash piece or anything. It was a recent restock earlier in the year. So it should have had like the upgraded grid and everything like that, and the drills. I'd never experienced that much trash before in any of my previous kits. So just kind of weird. Goes to show that all companies have bad batches here and there, and I happened to come across one. The finished product still looks really good, and I have it hanging up on my wall in a nice big poster frame. It gets some wall of honor time. I like to do that with my finished products. With my finished paintings, I like to hang them up on the wall and give them their moments to shine. They're usually up for a couple months, and then I'll swap it out for something new. Cauldron of Myrrh by Ivy Dolomore was my first square painting, and that one was amazing. Like I love the entire process for that, and I had that one up on my wall. Well, up until a few weeks ago, so probably 2-3 months, And then it got replaced by Sisters of Fate. Sisters of Fate's currently up on my wall getting their time. And now my husband and I were actually working on some designs for framing, to do some custom framing that we got from Hobby Lobby for Teatime Spell. Because like I told my husband, I want this one up permanently. Like, this is one that I want to see all the time. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a really just cozy, natural kind of magical piece. I love that one so much, and I wanted a nice custom frame for it. So we got some pieces from Hobby Lobby that he was kind of fooling around with, and kind of did like a little small frame for one of my first works that I did as kind of like a trial piece, and it turned out really good. So I think this weekend maybe what we might do is get like some stain and maybe do a little bit of staining for the wood frame pieces, because they're like these almost like push connect type of frame pieces. They're called stretcher strips at Hobby Lobby, and you can get them in different sizes, and you just connect them, put them all together, connect them, and then you would staple the artwork to the back of it. We have a cardboard like a slim cardboard insert that we would put behind it to give it a little bit of strength, some stiffness to it, so it doesn't just keep bowing. And that worked out really well. It turned out very good. He did a really good job. So I think he wanted to fiddle around with some staining and seeing how many coats that would take and how that would look. And yeah, before we go and commit to a much larger frame for Teatime Spell. But we were looking at Hobby Lobby, and they have so many cool things that you could do with painting, doing like gold or silver accent pieces in between, and just really cool stuff. I'm very glad we have a Hobby Lobby in my city, because they're like our only option for crafts right now. The nearest city, the next largest city that would have any kind of a craft store, so like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anything like that, is about an hour and a half away. So I'm glad we got Hobby Lobby in my city, because at least I don't have to drive an hour and a half away for, fun craftsy stuff. We like to fiddle around with different things, clay and, diamond painting. I was able to get a couple diamond painting accessories from Hobby Lobby, and that was nice too. Because I got my first light board from Hobby Lobby. It was just a small itty bitty little thing, like an 8.5 by 11. I use a much larger one now, but I'm glad I got that little one, because it was like maybe $10 or something like that. And my nephew is going to be turning 9. I think he's going to be turning 9 in like a week, and he's really been interested in diamond painting, because he'll see the pieces that I've done, and he's really interested in it. So I thought, well, for his birthday, I picked up a couple of cute little ones, some like Lilo and Stitch and Star Wars, some Marvel little ones, not the Diamond Art Club ones, just little, I want to say maybe like 4x4 or 5x5 size ones. Just something that he can kind of fiddle around with. And then I got like a really cool like dragon one that was your standard size. What is that, like 30 by 40 centimeters? And I'm gonna give him the light pad as well, and a couple of nicer pins. Yeah, get him all set up to join the craft, join the tribe. He's into things like that. He likes Legos, and he likes nature and biology and all that, and he's very craftsy, so I thought that would be a fun little gift for him. So we'll be actually going to his party next weekend, I believe. It's hard to believe that's coming up. Let's see, what else? Diamond painting. Okay. So I did put up a video what was it, like last week or something like that, about a week ago now, where I confess to you all that I am very weak. Diamond Art Club has me by the throat, and their FOMO gets to me every time. This is all very true. I will say I'm very happy with my mystery box, so I'm glad that I got to experience that. Like, that was a lot of fun. And the next time they have a mystery box, as long as it's not like a clearance to overstock kit like the one before this one was, I'll probably do it again, just because it was a lot of fun. Doing the trading and stuff was a lot of fun. Well, I didn't trade anything, but I am seeing everybody else trade. It reminded me of the days of when I used to trade like the Animal Crossing amiibo cards, where, you know, you would get the new packs and you would trade for a villager that you needed, and it reminded me so much about like that kind of feeling, and just the discussion, the engagement in the community. It was a lot of fun. So I'll probably do something similar to that if Diamond Art Club comes out with like maybe spooky season, like a spooky season mystery box, because that's my jam. But Diamond Art Club, I have to ask, for all you veteran Diamond Art Club purchasers, customers, does Diamond Art Club, does it seem like they've been restocking art a lot more recently? Because it seemed like when I first started, they didn't seem like they used to stock or restock that often. But now, shoot, it seems like Diamond Art Club's been restocking like once a week, sometimes twice a week. And it's been all these older pieces or pieces that were just recently released. And I'm just kind of curious if that's normal for Diamond Art Club, or if this is them hearing, you know, community feedback of, hey, I missed the release at so-and-so time. Can you re-release it sooner rather than later? I'm just kind of curious, because that's kind of what it seems like to me. But again, just started. Don't know what the trends really are. It would be nice, though, if I had a little bit of forewarning for this week. So I have a wish list with Diamond Art Club, and it doesn't have very many on there. I think it has 6. Just 6 pieces that I've, you know, looked at and have wanted ever since I kind of started purchasing from Diamond Art Club. And I have them all set up on a notification so that when they do come back in stock, I get that lovely little text message and email and notification saying, hey, something on your wish list came back in stock. I kid you not. It seems like lately that notification has been almost every week, every other week. And I'm supposed to be on no buy because I have too many in my stash. I say too many because I had, like, with the mystery box, it was 11. Well, a couple things happened. The clinic that I work for, we recently got a new doctor on staff, and with a new doctor comes a lot more patients, and I am the office manager, and I'm the only one who runs the front desk. I don't have any assistants or anything like that. Something that we've been considering is me maybe hiring a gal to help me out, since I do all the billing and insurance and all that jazz. Well, because we have a new doctor and he's finally scaled up after a couple months of being on the team, June was our most profitable and busiest month. Holy cow. We were all busting butts. Like, we did really good. And the doctor who owns the practice, who I've been with since the beginning, is a really good guy. Great boss, just a good person. And he always likes to show his appreciation financially, which is very appreciative. I mean, in addition to saying, you know, thank you for your hard work and everything, he gives out bonuses. And with our last month of June being one of the best on record, I got a pretty darn good bonus, which I was very, very appreciative of, and I always show my appreciation to him and thank him and everything. So I have this really nice bonus that I got when Tuesday. And then Diamond Art Club's like, hey, I heard you got a bonus. Just so happens I've got a couple of these kits that just went in stock that maybe I could tempt you with. And I'm like, dang it, really? So I text my husband and I'm like, so I got a really nice bonus for all my hard work. And it just so happens that Diamond Art Club restocked one on my wish list. What do you think? And he was like, you know what? You work hard. This is your enjoyment. Go ahead and grab one. And I did. So the one I really was excited for was Fortune Teller by Claudia McKinney. And it was like $78.99 or something like that. And with Diamond Art Club, if it's above $75, you get free shipping. Well, I have the VIP group, which is like 15% off. And I'm like, well, I did the 15% off, and of course, it kicks it down below the free shipping. And I'm like, well, you don't pay for shipping. And I'd been looking at a mini kit, a mini dazzle kit to do on the plane while because I'll be flying down to California at the end of this month to visit family for about a week. And I kind of wanted to bring like a small kit, like maybe a mini dazzle kit or something. And I did spy they had the mini dazzle dragons. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That would be perfect. So I added that to my cart along with Fortune Teller. And I think after the VIP group code, which is like 15% off, I think it was like 88. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. Fast forward to this morning. It is Thursday, July 3rd. Lo and behold, Diamond Art Club decides the day before to start their BOGO, buy one, get one half off sale for 4th of July. Oh, great. Along with another massive restock. And I'm like, really? That's like the second one this week. And another one of my wish list ones came up. Originally, I wasn't going to buy it because I'm like, you know what? I just got Fortune Teller. I don't need to grab yet another one. Well, then I looked at it. So the other one that I decided to get was another Chrysabug, Midnight Spell. Now this one came out in 2023. So I figured, okay, we're going on 2 years for this particular one. It's probably on its final restock. So I had to grab that one. Now I did not do anything else for that. I went ahead, I threw the VIP group code in there. It ended up going below $75, so I had to pay for shipping, but it was like $11 off with the code. So I think I got like a $1.85 discount or something silly like that. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I am down to like 4 on my wish list, which all happen to be restocked or new releases from the beginning of this year. So I'm like, you know what? I got some time on that. But yeah, my stash is now it's above 10. I think it's gonna be at like 12 or 13 by the time everything comes in. I need to do a stash video just so that I have record for myself on how many I start out with and how many I actually do throughout the year. Because I'm very curious how many I can actually realistically do in a year. If most of the ones I have in my stash are about this size, so, you know, medium-ish size, and I was able to do Sisters of Fate and Teatime Spell in the same month for June. So realistically, I should be able to do maybe 2 a month. It's not too bad. Some are a little bit smaller than others, and obviously there's ones like, you know, the mini dazzles that they're not going to take any time whatsoever. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how many I will be able to do and how my stash will fluctuate as the rest of the year goes in, because we're now into the second part of the year already, which blows my mind. Like, I can't believe I've been diamond painting for 6 months already. It does not feel like that at all. Like, I definitely feel like I just started this hobby and it feels like just yesterday. Just like it blows my mind. I started my channel 2 months ago, May 1st. And I think at the end of the month, I had like maybe 25 subscribers, which thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And then, you know, I would do a couple videos a week. That mystery box video, unboxing one, was probably my most viewed one to date. And I think I gained like 50 subscribers from that one video alone, which blew my mind. I looked at subscribers today and I have 82. Holy cow. 82 of you guys actually like my videos enough to subscribe. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You don't have to, but if you actually enjoy my videos, thank you. I appreciate that. I think I said in the very beginning that I started the channel as more of like an outlet, almost kind of like an online diary of like craftsy stuff that I'm into at the time. And obviously diamond painting has been a #1 for me, but it was kind of more of like like an online diary of, you know, seeing my progression, seeing how, you know, I got better and my experiences and everything like that. But to know that like 82 of you guys actually enjoy it as well, or found some sort of entertainment from my videos, that's very humbling. And thank you. I appreciate that. I've loved the engagement. I will tell you what, it's been so much fun. That mystery box video, I got a lot of comments, and it was just so much fun just talking to you guys in the comments. Like, you know, what was your favorite piece? What was your box? What did you get in your box? Did you like the pieces you got? And that's what it's about. I loved that part. That was by far my favorite. Being able to share the excitement with you guys. So thank you for those of you who have watched my videos, liked, commented, subscribed, and all that stuff. I appreciate it. For those of you who just kind of casually watch in the background while you're cleaning your house or working on stuff, and you know, it's something that just kind of got skipped to for the next video, thanks for watching. You know, thanks for not being so annoyed that you had to switch off to the next person. Oh, all right. So let's see what else. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, mid-year check-in. So I've seen a lot of this online where a lot of creators are doing, instead of like a month in review, they're doing like their first part of the year check-in. That's a cool idea. One of the things that I was thinking about doing, it would act as like a mid-year check-in, but it was, it was actually something that my husband thought of. A top 10. Like, what were my top 10 favorite diamond painting finishes for me for this year? Since I've only done 10, and it happened to be the first part of the year, it kind of works, kind of, you know, tackles two birds with one stone kind of a thing. So I've actually been working on kind of airing out the ones that I've finished, getting them all flattened out, and kind of doing a couple bit of notes on them. The hardest part is really categorizing them and rating them. Like the first 3 or 4 that I did were like your Amazon ones, and the quality's not like as good as Diamond Art Club. It's not. But there's sentimental value sometimes too. You know, especially like the very first one that I did, because it's what got me into the craft. Would it be considered one of my favorites? No. But trying to rate it though, because you have to also take into account, you know, how does it make you feel, kind of a thing. That's something I have to try to work on is, you know, of my 10 finishes, how do I want to rate them? Because it sounds really bad if like, you know, your 10th one and, you know, the bottom one is, people automatically assume, oh, it's at the very bottom, so it must be the worst, or it wasn't very good. No, there's just so many good options and trying to rate them. So I'm in the process of that, trying to figure out how I want to rate them and share that with you guys, because I'm going to need a little bit of table space and some good lighting. But I'm working on that right now, so that video will probably be coming out within the next few days, would be my guess. Hopefully by the beginning of next week. Hopefully. Got to work on it. And then another video I would like to do is, a stash video. As soon as my last couple come in the mail, which should be hopefully by the beginning to mid next week. As long as I don't buy any more, and I don't need to buy any more. Like I told my husband, no more. Help me help myself, please. Not to mention the ones that I have left on my wish list are ones that are fairly new releases, and I'm okay with waiting on those ones. So yeah, a couple more video ideas. And then I keep mentioning I want to do kind of like a intro to diamond painting kind of tutorial series. I need to sit down and do some work on that. And I do have a couple really good examples from varying diamond painting companies too, that I can kind of show the comparison of like the canvas and the drills, you know, what comes in as your toolkits. So that's nice. I'll have a variety of comparisons, some real world comparisons to show in the videos. And I do want to show that because I think it's easier to see than to tell, and to show examples of what, you know, the quality looks like in comparison to another company. Having them side by side will be quite beneficial, I think. So yeah, I got a couple plans, some videos that I'd like to try to get out within the next couple weeks. Maybe get started on that intro to diamond painting tutorial series by the end of this month, hopefully. Yeah, that's my thoughts so far. And then maybe do a wish list video, although the majority of the paintings that I like is primarily through Diamond Art Club. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Diamond Art Club was the first one that I found. And then their FOMO and their marketing, like their marketing team's good. I will give them that. They know how to market. They know how to advertise. The fact that they do have such a variety of artists licensed does help quite a bit. I have looked at Dreamer Designs. I have looked at Jaded Gem Shop. I do have a Jaded Gem Shop one that I would like to start working on in the next couple months. I will admit I am very intimidated by that piece because it is it's the hybrid charting, which I won't lie to you, I get really confused on Jaded Gem Shop's terminology. So I guess her version of hybrid is where it's primarily computer charted and it's going to be more confetti heavy, more of that like softer look, versus pixel charted, which I guess is her actually doing it all hand charting. To me, it sounds a little backwards because I would think pixel charted would be fully computer, and maybe it is, and I'm getting it all confused. Again, I'm very confused by Jaded Gem Shop's terminology. But the one that I have, it's The Apprentice, and it's by Cat Fedora. It looks really good. And there's another YouTuber, I think it's Cat, and she actually has a side-by-side comparison of The Apprentice by Cat Fedora, one that is hand-charted, the other that's the computer. And I am so grateful she did that comparison series because it's so amazing to see the striking difference between the two styles. I know Kate from Diamonds and Washi did a comparison series as well with like a mermaid one, but it was really beneficial for me to see in particular The Apprentice because I had this one and I had no idea which version I had because I got it from Macari, from a D-Stash girl. It was sealed and everything. She said original charting, and I thought that meant hand charting. That is on me. That was nothing against the gal, and again, I should have asked maybe better questions, but it was me. That was on me. And so seeing the comparison that Kat did, because she's currently working on both right now, is really striking, the different styles. So knowing that, it's made me a lot more aware of what style I think I really like, but I don't want to necessarily get anything from Jaded Gem Shop yet until I finish the one I have, because I could look at a piece and be like, oh yeah, I prefer that style. But when I'm working on it and it's super confetti heavy, I'm probably going to be like, I do not like this whatsoever. I would prefer a different style, or I would prefer the one that's more crisper and more color blocking. So I definitely need to start work on The Apprentice by Kat Fedora from Jaded Gem Shop, just so I can get a feel for what her charting looks like and what style I prefer. One of the nice things about Diamond Art Club is that you get what you get in whatever style they say is good. So you don't get to choose if it's round, you don't get to choose the size, you don't get to choose the shape. You get what you get. And you either like it or you don't. I like it because I don't have to stress out and overthink which one I like better. But I do like a lot of the artwork on Jaded Gem Shop. I'm just a little overwhelmed by so many options. So yeah, something I'm gonna need to get over. Again, I'm just a baby in the diamond painting journey that I've begun. So lots to experience. And there are other diamond painting companies out there. Dreamer Designs is another one. Diamond Artisan. There's Diamond Art Club UK, I think. Something like that. So lots to take a look at. But for now, I'm going to let my bank account recover and let my stash go down a bit before I start ordering from other companies. But that is going to be it for me for today for this WIP Chat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me waffling on and just kind of sharing some successes, some failures. The no-buy was a great concept. Execution failed miserably. But you gotta treat yourself every now and then, right? My husband's just laughing at me. All right, well, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you everybody for watching. You guys have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, have fun, relax, and have a good 4th of July for those of you who celebrate, and enjoy the fireworks if you like them. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.